My brothers and sisters, greetings. We celebrate the 24th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The first reading today is from the book of the prophet Isaiah. The book contains 4 poems commonly referred to as the servant songs. They are mysterious passages because no one is sure whom they were originally meant to refer to. The prophet Isaiah himself, some other specific individual or Israel as a whole. They describe one whom to serve him and to serve God's people, but to be a light to the nations and to bring God's salvation to the ends of the earth. It's amazing how perfectly these servant songs, written over 500 years before Christ, describe Jesus. Today's passage describes how God's servant would run into a lot of resistance and even persecution, but God would stand by him during all his trials. I would like to make an analogy with the trials of Jesus with people who are taking risks in life. I remember a little girl of 7 takes off in an airplane to fly across the country, accompanied by her father and a flight instructor. The flight ends in disaster. Several young people are determined to climb the highest mountain to which they can travel, despite the inexperience. A rock gives way, the person in the lead slips, and all fall to their death. What motivates people to take on risks, to overcome fear, and to go ahead with a dangerous adventure? For the little girl, Jessica Dubroff, and her father, it was the possibility of setting a record. For the mountain climbers, it was the excitement of conquest. Sometimes, my brothers and sisters, thrill seekers are fatalistic. They say that there is a risk whenever you drive a car, and so we should not worry about the hazards of living life to the full. Jesus was not a fatalist, but he knew how his life would end. It was his Father's plan that he should die on the cross, not so he could set a record as was the ardent wish of Jessica's father, but so that he could bring to us the gift of eternal life. He knew that his ministry, like that of the prophets before him, would bring on the wrath of enemies strong enough to condemn him to death. But he willingly climbed the mountain of Calvary to open his arms on the cross to embrace all of us in his divine love. His death was not a disaster, but the accomplishment of his mission on this earth. It was a great conquest over sin and eternal death. We may feel that there is a risk in following Jesus, but not so. There is a certainty. If we follow him faithfully, we must, as he teaches us, deny our very selves, take up our cross, and follow his steps. That's the way to be a Christian. We need to understand we will find difficulties. The cross will be before us, but we know we will triumph as well, as our Savior triumphed over sin and death. May He bless you.